I got so many eggs, girl. We'll have a deviled egg party at my house.
I'm excited for a deviled egg party. How
Hell
do you,
yeah.
have you ever seen these deviled egg flights that are all over TikTok?
No, but I could imagine how they're made. Brandon essentially was making me one-off deviled eggs and being like, this one is apple cider vinegar with fucking bacon on it or whatever.
Oh, really? Okay, so I don't think they're how you think they are. Because it's like a deconstructed deviled egg. So I feel like you're not going to like it.
This sounds weirder. I don't like deviled eggs that much anyway.
I love a good deviled egg, but I like just normal. Like, I like a tiny little shot of mustard, just really quick for, I don't know, fucking zing.
Yeah.
And then mayo and, like, a fuck ton of salt in the yolk. And then you put that in there, just a basic deviled egg. And also, when I was little, my mom used to always put paprika on top, but I think it was just for looks.
Yeah, it's just the color.
So dumb. So I could take or leave it.
Yeah. Brandon swears that the paprika does something, but...
Everybody does. It's the smoky flavor. I don't taste it. Maybe because I don't have good paprika. Because I probably don't. It's probably been in my cabinet since I was born.
Well, the last time that we put paprika on the deviled eggs, it was brown. And we're like, I don't think that's right.
Is it like reddish brown?
Yeah, it's usually like reddish brown, but it was like more brown. It was like
cinnamon.
How old is that one?
Yeah. And you're like, it tastes like dust. I don't know. Keep putting it in there.
Yeah.
God damn!
Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything other than yay deviled eggs.
Yay deviled eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit, of course I know what they mean. Do you want to hit me with your goddamn?
Well, I sure do. I pulled the fucking white woman card this weekend. Actually, it was just yesterday. It wasn't this weekend. It was just yesterday.
I'm so intrigued to see where this is going to go, and I don't even know what the white woman card is.
I was driving, and I saw a big old husky dog on the side of the road, and he didn't have anyone near him, and I was like, I gotta...
Was this at your house? Because I've seen a husky dog, like, at the bottom of your hill.
Yeah.
And then a man chasing him, and I'm like, oh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, there's one at the bottom of the hill. I've caught that one before. I've told it on here before, and I was like, cool, it's your dog. I'm gonna let it go then. And he was like, what the fuck?
Maybe that's what I think, and I think I saw it because you told the story.
So vividly. Probably.
That's scary.
There was a man chasing it.
I feel like I saw it, though. This is why eyewitness testimony is never trustworthy. Yeah.
Well, it was like closer to my house though, so I had just gone down the street, and then I was by myself, but going to get the kids, and then I was on the phone with Brandon, who was out running errands or some shit, and I saw the dog, and I was like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, there's a dog. There's no leash attached to it. And
got a situation.
Yeah, there's no person around it. And he was like, that's fucking cool. And I was like, I gotta go white woman this real quick.
I'm gonna go get this dog.
And he just sighed, like, where the fuck are you? And I was like, let him know. Because he was on his way home. So I let him know we're on our block, whatever, this is where I'm at. So
like, if I don't come back.
Yeah. I get out of the car, and I was like, hey, puppy dog. And the dog was like, fuck yeah, person.
Pet me.
And it loved me. And I was like, yes, I love it. And it didn't have a tag on its stupid fucking collar. So I opened my door to my Jeep, and she just fucking hopped right in. Like, where are we going, bitch? And I was like, oh no, did I just get a husky?
Yeah, you did.
Because I don't want one. But oh my God, she was so sweet. Just kisses all over the face and like happy to be there. But then I'm in my Jeep, so I'm windows down, and I don't have AC. And she was like, it's fucking hot in this bitch. And I was like, you are correct. At that moment, there was a lady who is like one of the other neighbors up here. I've met her like one time maybe. I think I tried to buy a car from her when I was like 16, and she was like weird then.
Yeah, because you're 16.
Yeah, but I never...
You're like, Dad, will you talk for me?
Yeah, literally, it was Mom.
Exactly.
Dad was like, do not buy that car.
Your mom's like, you want to have a wild life?
My mom was like, it has a turbo. You ready?
You want it?
So that was the only like interaction I've ever had with this neighbor, and she was driving down like the street a little bit, and
looking
so I stopped
for a fucking dog.
I didn't know, and so I stopped her, like put my hand out the window as if to say, hello, would you stop here please? And she did, and the dog's head is right next to my head, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know whose husky this is? Because it's funny, lighthearted situation. Yeah. The dog is like like right next to me, right? And she just goes, no.
Oh, okay.
And then she goes, I think it's theirs. And like half-ass pointed to this house that is like up on a fucking hill mansion thing where you have to like go through some gates and shit to get up to it.
It's
and
like
I was
the
like,
fucking Addams family's house or something.
Literally, yeah. And I was like,
I'm not going there.
Like, I guess I'll find out. Like, still trying to be happy or whatever. And the lady just looked so fucking put out and like, how dare you stop me on this block? Like, that...
I hate people.
Is a fucking drive. I don't know. I was so annoyed. Like, ew, okay, bitch, right?
You go have your shitty day. I'm gonna go find this dog's home.
So then she looked even more mad that she had to then pull her car from park, because she had put it in park for some reason, into drive. and she's facing downhill because we live on hills.
Yeah.
And her car went like dunk dunk, you know, it
like
does.
Clicked. Yeah.
She looked fucking pissed that she had to like
Well, don't
drive
get her
away.
hurt,
I'm like,
yeah.
all right, lady, fucking chill out, right?
Dumb.
At that moment, Brandon pulls up, and I was like, hey.
Sees you with a husky.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, hey, this is our dog now. And he was like, okay. I was like, I think it belongs to that house.
The scary house. You gonna go up there and go tell him?
Literally, he did. So I just waited in the car with the dog and like, this is my dog. I get to, I don't know, hang out with you and build our future together. And then he went up there, and they answered the ring, and they were like, yeah, we have a husky. And he's like,
You don't right now.
okay, do you still want it?
I brought it to you.
So that was the end of that story. It's not that exciting other than I got to rescue a dog. And then again this morning, I was driving home from dropping the kids off at daycare, and I saw another dog, and I fucking made a U-turn, and I was like, I'm gonna go get that dog!
You're everything we don't deserve in this world, Aaron.
I
Just rescue and lose dogs.
I will collect dogs. I will collect them all. You can pick them up from my house later, a little doggy daycare. I don't know. I just wanted it. And then I fucking made a U-turn, went all the way back up this street, and I was like, there's that dog. And then the dog ran to a garage that was open where a dude was hanging out. And I was like, that makes sense.
Not today.
I'm just out
Dog's
here
like, oh my
napping dogs.
God, the white women are out here snatching us.
Oh, yeah. They came to fucking town. I am pulling down the sketchiest fucking alleys in my neighborhood.
God,
like,
Erin.
I believe there's a golden retriever down here.
Just stay away from puppies, because that is a known tactic.
It is
Okay?
a known tactic. Listen, it doesn't need to be a puppy. It could be a senior-ass dog.
It's all like old and limping, and you're like, I will love you in your last days.
Got a mangy-looking pit bull that I need to save.
Oh my God. Well, doggy adventures are always fun.
Yeah. So, you know, that's what I'm doing with my life now that
I
I'm
love
retired.
it.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
It's
a great segue into my goddamn. You want to hear mine?
Did Chelsea get out? Do
No.
you need a white woman?
No, it's that you said this is what I'm doing with my life now that I'm retired. And my goddamn is that I'm pulling out of retirement.
Oh, yeah.
I had to, so my leave of absence is over. And I had to go back yesterday to work. It was my first day back at work.
How was it?
It was something.
It was work.
It
Tell you
was
that
weird.
much.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was my first day back, so
Yeah.
it really was just like logistics of everything.
orientation
but, like,
again.
my soul on the inside is crushed. I don't want to go back.
Yeah. I'm
So
sorry.
we'll see. I mean, I'm using all my tools from therapy to see if I can make it in like toxic corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling though, in like the next week or two, my next goddamn is gonna be like fucking moving.
Guess what, guys?
to Louisiana.
No, you can't.
Or whatever. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
We'll
You
see.
could move to my basement, you know?
Right? Yeah. We'll see what happens. I don't know. So it's just day one back, and I'm like a newborn baby giraffe walking on my newborn baby giraffe feet.
Well, I love that for you. I hate
you?
it for you, but I love that you have your tools and you're so strong and boundaried up right now. You got fucking walls built around you, and you're going to be like,
Fort Knox around here.
I'm sorry that project didn't go how you anticipated. Next time, you need to allow more people and time.
And next time, you need to not suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we'll
then
see.
They'll
I
be
think-
like, that's not the attitude we're looking for.
Yeah, and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go.
I'm going to do a quick pop out for lunch. Bye.
Go help my bestie catch this husky real quick.
Yeah, I've got fucking white woman shit to do.
Yeah, I'm busy, friends. I can't be working. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I am scared, guys. I'm scared. So all words of encouragement and positivity.
You got this. You're going to do great.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine. It's going to be, you're going to turn that place around.
I need to know if anybody else out there in corporate America is like living the same world as me, because I feel like the last 2 or 3 years, everything just went to shit and it's just getting shittier and shittier. And I don't know if it's just my company and the state that it's at, or if it's like all of fucking America because of the state we're in. And I'm just so tired of all of it that I don't know what I want anymore. I'm like, do I quit this company and go to another one, or will it be equally as bad no matter where you go? And do I just need to drop out of society and sell my seashells or whatever? You know, like
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Is
Yeah.
everybody else just as confused as me? Like, or are we just like, nah, Stace, put on your big girl panties and fucking suck it up?
I don't know. That's like that age-old question, right? Like, has it always been this bad, or are we just noticing?
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at right now. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about all this. And then it keeps happening. Like, the things that I was originally mad about are still happening, just like at a grander scale. And I'm like, oh, I think this is just like normal. Like,
Yeah.
I think we just all act like that's not happening. And even
just-
though I'm morally dying on the inside by just ignoring you, Like, it's technically not my fault or my problem, so can I technically just walk away from that feeling? And by morally, I'm dealing with, like, corporate America, so it's not like I'm, like, hurting anybody or anything. But you know what I mean? Like,
like, it's not my job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, nobody's being harmed.
Not my job.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
All of that rant just to say, I'm scared, guys. Let me know how you guys are making it out there. Am I crazy?
I'm just out here saving dogs, girl. I don't know. I've dipped out of society.
Yeah.
And
see, that makes me not
occasionally-
feel like I'm crazy because, like, yeah, even my bestie saw it and she left.
No, yeah. But I wasn't even in corporate America. I was just like, this, I
This
don't
is
like
dumb.
this. I don't
Everybody's
like this.
dumb right now.
Yeah.
I know.
But, you know, that's life.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Welcome.
This episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. Just kidding. Just have to practice my voice every now and then to see, like, if someday, if and when. Actually, we already did that day. It wasn't that
great.
I don't like ads on there.
No, I don't either.
Not even for the money.
Not even for what money?
I know. It wasn't that impressive.
No.
Okay. So, you guys, this week, I'm going to tell you about Stephen and Carol Baxter. I don't have a lot of backstory,
Okay.
so we're jumping into it.
Love it.
In April of 2023, Stephen Baxter, who was 61, and Carol Baxter, who was 64, were a couple who lived in a beautiful home in West Mersey, Essex, England.
Okay.
The couple were, like, really well off.
Yeah.
Like, they lived in a mansion on this little island.
Listen, I don't know anything about the area, but the way you said it, I was like, oh, okay, in their cobblestone fucking castle.
Okay, in your fucking mansion.
Yeah.
And all your fucking shit. Yeah, they literally were, like, members of a yacht club or, like, volunteered or worked at one or something like that. Like, they were doing good.
I need to volunteer at a yacht club.
Dude.
So that I can get in with the yacht club people.
You do. It'd be so easy for you. You're a chick.
Oh, I was like, why? Because I have all this free time?
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
that too. Yeah. Dude, I bet a yacht club is nothing but full of older men, and older men love us.
Literally, yeah.
It's because we know things, like our dads taught us shit.
And I just want to hear them talk. I'm like, can you tell me about these ropes? There's some
We have
thick
daddy
ropes.
issues. Will you be my daddy? My daddy's dead. But no, like, really, how do I fix this?
No, but I have a dad. I don't think I have daddy issues. He's pretty all right. I've loved him my whole life.
Well, then what do you explain? Well, how do you explain it away? Because
I
same,
don't know.
girl, same. I do
I
the
don't
same
know.
thing. I'm like, tell me everything about Nom.
Yeah.
Agent Orange, huh? And then
yeah.
you're like, I don't know if this is an
It's-
appropriate conversation.
It's probably because our dads told us stuff, and then
Yeah.
we're like, I know what you're saying.
Tell me more. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or they're just talking about something and they say, like, hand me the fucking plumber's wrench, and you hand them a plumber's wrench and they're like, Jesus Christ, I'm impressed. And you're like, I did this for my dad. Also, I could change that faucet if you want me to.
If you needed to.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
They
so,
were members of a yacht club.
yacht club. Got it.
Okay, so jump to April 9th, 2023.
Okay.
Which was Easter. Easter Sunday.
Okay. This is just last year. This is
That is super, super recent.
not that long ago.
Carol and Stephen's daughter, whose name was Ellie, she's 22
Cute.
years old. She decides that she needs to go over to her parents' house on Easter morning to check on them. Not only because it was Easter, but also it turns out that no one had heard from the couple since the Friday before on April 7th.
Okay.
And at first, Ellie didn't think anything of it because it's a weekend, whatever, it's a holiday weekend. They're probably busy doing their yacht shit, whatever. But by Easter morning, she was like, it is really weird because Ellie had a younger, I think it was a son who was like a year old, and Ellie was 6 months pregnant. So, and they were very active grandparents. So it was really weird Easter morning.
Yeah.
Grandparents aren't answering phones and stuff.
On Easter, grandparents have a basket ready and all that bullshit.
There's that bunny has been here. I don't know.
That
Do
bunny.
you think
That pesky bunny.
Does England celebrate the Easter Bunny? Do they do that shit?
I'm
I don't
sure.
know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like that's probably where we got it from, right?
I would think it was the OG.
Yeah.
You know?
Them OG Englands.
Them OG England. Yeah.
Anyway. So, Easter morning, she's like, I'm going to go check on them. So, she gets to their house, and the blinds are all drawn, which is really odd. And immediately she knows something is wrong. So, she knocks on all the doors and windows, and she doesn't get any answer.
Uh-oh.
And so she goes around the back of the home where the couple has a conservatory. They had a conservatory. It
What
looked
is
like a
that?
giant greenhouse attached to the back of their house. Like, it looked like it was part of the house, but like, you know, a whole house of windows.
Okay. Yeah, like a greenhouse.
Yeah.
A conservatory.
A conservatory. You know, did you ever play Clue? in the conservatory. It looked like it had those
yeah.
little glass windows. It looks like a greenhouse.
Yeah, or like at Balboa Park or whatever, and you like go outside and you're like, now we're in a glass
It's
patio.
like you're inside but outside, but you're inside, and it smells weird.
And there's always plants in it.
There's always plants.
Yeah.
Always plants.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it always
probably
smells
a
weird.
greenhouse.
Like metal and green.
Yeah, like mildewy, but not
Is
like
it just dirt?
bad. Yeah, probably just dirt. I don't know what it is.
I don't either.
Anyway, they had a conservatory.
Okay.
And she peeks through the windows and she sees both of her parents slumped in their chairs in the conservatory. I guess they hung out there, would sit like there is a sitting area. And they're slumped in their chairs. And
Bitch, I'd hang out there too. Got a conservatory.
fucking right. That's where I'd be like, I'm in the conservatory. James,
just
could
past
you
the
bring me my
parlor.
tea? Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That's how I'd talk all the time.
All the time.
Stacey, you are literally in San Diego.
I'm trying to convince my kids we have a foyer.
You do.
A foyer.
Yeah.
And they're like, the what?
The fucking thing you walk into, that room.
The in the entrance.
Where all your shoes are.
Yeah.
So she sees her parents. They're slumped in their chairs and they are not looking very good. And so she starts screaming and banging on the windows, but they're not responding.
Oh my God, how scary.
Terrifying. So she immediately calls her parents' neighbor, who happens to be a very close family friend, a 37-year-old man by the name of Luke DeWitt. He answers immediately, and she's like hysterical. Now, he only lives a couple homes down, so she's like, they're not responding, something's wrong. And he gets there in no time fucking flat. He books it out the door. He's like, don't worry, I'm going to be right there. So he gets there. Ellie's like not any help. She's hysterical, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she's fucking
She just
freaking
found her
out.
parents unresponsive.
So he calls 999, the emergency services, and you can hear him.
I was like, that's not it.
And you can hear Ellie freaking out. Like, you can listen to the call, and he's like relaying to the emergency services what he sees. Like, I can see they don't look like they're alive. I think they're dead already. And he's like, can you please hurry up and get here? You can hear her screaming and everything in the background. It's not good, but he stays calm and he's answering all the questions, right? At some point, I'm not sure if it's after emergency services arrive or while they're waiting or whatever, they use a hammer to smash the windows into the conservatory to get in, to gain entrance. When they get in, they immediately open all of the windows in the home and the conservatory and everything to air it out because it looks to them like carbon monoxide poisoning or something, and they don't want anything bad to happen to, like...
I thought you were going to say because it smelled. I was like, I would have opened all the windows too.
I knew that's what you were thinking.
In a fucking greenhouse?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be so hot in there.
But it's England. It's cold. It's on an island. It's got to be really cold.
Yeah, I hope
It's
so.
April. I don't know how the weather is.
Yeah, is it summer? What does that mean?
Fucking spring. It's got to be rainy. I don't know.
We need a fucking time zone charts too.
one of those that you can like spin the wheel and see like what the
weather is at a certain time and day.
Yeah, what is the season? A season's wheel.
Yeah,
There we go.
season wheel.
Okay, so they open everything up because they're worried about carbon monoxide and they don't want to harm any of like the first responders and stuff, right?
Yeah.
The couple had obviously been dead for some time and they were cold to the touch, like rigor mortis, all that stuff, right? It didn't look like a crime scene around them, though. Like, nothing was disturbed, no injuries on them. They looked totally fine, intact. It just looked like they both fell asleep on the couch and never woke up again. Like,
That's crazy.
fucking creepy, right? Initially, foul play wasn't expected. But also, neither Stephen or Carol had any serious medical conditions that would cause them to, like, drop dead out of nowhere. And especially at the same time. Like, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, same day.
Yeah. They're like, it wasn't foul play, but, like, that's fucking weird.
It's just true love.
Yeah. As a side note, Carol was diagnosed and being treated for Hashimoto's disease, which is the underactive thyroid gland issue.
Okay.
Which she had been struggling with a lot in her recent years, the last couple of years. She had been struggling with it a lot, but it was no way, shape, or form anything that was like gonna be fucking deadly. Like,
Yeah, it's not
everybody's
related
like,
to this.
Yeah, everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? So, because of this mysterious circumstances and everything surrounding their death, Stephen and Carol's remains were sent for an autopsy to see what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, everything seemed normal in the autopsy. Like, when they slice and dice everybody open, like, everything's in place.
There's no
We'll say.
bullet wounds.
Yeah. So they're like, we're going to run a toxicology report, but that takes a couple weeks to get anything back. In those pending weeks, Ellie took it upon herself to notify her mother's closest doctor, Dr. Andrea Bowden, who specialized in the Hashimoto's disease, like treatment stuff. She let her know that Carol had passed. Like, they had been in constant contact. Carol had been struggling recently with her treatments and everything. So, like, this is somebody that she talked to on a common basis. And so she took it upon herself to say, hey, just let you know that she passed. And the doctor sent back a really kind note being like, I'm really sorry about that. That's, really tough, whatever, right? Ellie also kept in close contact with one of Carol's closest friends, who also had Hashimoto's disease, and they were like, they befriended each other over that and like consoled in each other over the symptoms and stuff. And they were really close, Carol and this friend. I don't know her name. I saw Jenny out there, but I also heard Rachel. I don't know. I said Jenny later. So anyway, there's a friend that she writes to often, texts, messages, emails, whatever. So Ellie reaches out to her to be like, hey, I just want to let you know both my parents passed away. And this friend was a very close confidant in Ellie over these next couple weeks, being like, you know, you're doing everything you can. You're doing great. She's 6 months pregnant. Like, your mom would want you to stay healthy for the baby, all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, like doing all that. So the toxicology report comes back, and this is when all hell breaks loose. It was discovered that both Stephen and Carol had lethal doses of fentanyl in their system.
Fentanyl?
So what's interesting, too...
Mom and Dad dabbling?
Well, neither of them were prescribed or known to take it.
Yeah.
So they were not dabbling. And so, obviously, a murder investigation was launched on this, right?
Yeah.
Like, after what... But...
Like, where'd they get it?
Exactly. But just a side note about fentanyl in England, I guess it's not as easy to come by. Like, you know how in America it's fucking everywhere?
Yeah,
like we have an issue with fentanyl over here.
Don't like fucking street signs and shit.
Yeah.
You get a fentanyl overdose.
Everybody is like, do not take drugs you don't know.
Yeah.
Because they be lacing that shit and everybody's dying.
Yeah.
And it takes like a sand grain to kill you. Whatever, right? But I guess in England it's a lot harder to come by. So they're like, that's
good.
weird. Like that it's not like a street drug.
Yeah. It's like a medical, like a
Yeah.
Like a, does
and
someone...
none of them were prescribed it. So it's really weird, right? So...
Someone work in the medical field?
Well, not that we know of.
Okay.
So a murder investigation's launched, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to understand the motive for why somebody would want to kill Stephen and Carol because they were so well off. It's money. Like, anybody would want their money. That's the only motive we have.
Yeah, but, like, that motive is only plausible.
True for certain people.
Yeah, to certain people.
So,
like, your neighbor's not going to kill you and be like, haha, sucker. Now what?
Exactly.
Like, now what?
Well,
okay. Unless you're going to rob them.
Yeah, true. And this is exactly why the police go after... Who am I tell you? So, hang on.
Okay.
Turns out that, like, you know how I said they're all really well off, Stephen and Carol?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out that Stephen had basically busted his ass his whole life, and the couple were, like, very, like, he worked really hard to get his money.
Yeah.
And they were also very proud owners of a successful bath mat company that was called Cas Splash.
Okay.
Bath mats, you ask?
I do.
Yeah. So they did these like specialized bath mats that were for like curved showers. So like if your shower was circular on the outside or if the entrance to your shower is on a curve, these bath mats fit around that curve.
Wow.
So like water doesn't get everywhere.
See a need, fill a need. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I was like, how the fuck do you get to get into a fucking mansion and a yacht club off of bath mats?
I'm going to be honest. I just like a couple of years ago realized that there's a difference in like the toilet mat one where some of them are round and some of them are square, how they fit onto your toilet, like against the toilet. Just found that out because I bought the wrong one.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Like, are some of them square and some
you can either
your
get the
toilet is
square
round
ones or the round ones. Yeah.
See, I didn't even notice that. I just assumed they're all the same shape, and I would have found
did too.
any of them down there.
I did too, and I bought one, and then Brandon was like, that is the wrong one. And I was like, the fuck do you mean? And
Yeah.
I looked at it, and I was like, oh, it's the square thing over a round toilet. Like, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, yeah, they sell them round. I was like, oh, shit. Fucking
Who
noted.
knew?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So, bath mats, I get it. See
Same
a need,
thing.
fill a need, you know?
I guess. Shit, man. I literally looked back. I had to use the Wayback Machine or whatever to go look at their website because I was like, what the fuck is so special about these bath mats that you could get rich off of? And they're literally just rounded bath mats, and they come with matching towels. And...
Ooh.
I think I looked at like a timestamp from like, I don't know, 2017 or something. And they were selling for like $30 at the time. So that's an expensive kind of bath. For me anyway, I wouldn't spend $30 on a bath mat.
I would if it was like, this is a bath mat that I really want, you know?
It looked...
I would expect to spend like $20 on a bath mat, but $30 if I like liked it.
Aaron, it looked like the $5 bath mats at Target. Like, I didn't look that hard.
Yeah.
And obviously I can't feel from a picture, but they looked like thin little bath mats that are just happen to be in the right shape, you know? Like, I don't know. But
I just
also...
spent far too much on a bath mat.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's stone. And Brandon was like, can you imagine? And we were like, that sounds like luxury.
That sounds awful to step on stone.
Yeah, you step on stone.
hard.
It dries you off real quick. It just soaks right in there. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. It's cool.
So
I
your
like
feet
it.
are dry?
Yeah. Like immediately.
That's
I
what
don't
happens
know.
when I step on my bath mat, though. It dries my feet, too.
Yeah, but then you don't have to be standing on weird, soggy material.
That
You're
sounds
standing on a
way better
stone.
than standing on rocks.
There's just one stone.
Oh.
Not like a bunch of rocks.
That's kind of
It's
weird.
not like
this might be like a personal preference kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I think you're weird. Just so
Okay.
you know.
I'm going to make you get your feet wet and then stand on my bath mat.
I will. The way you're describing it right now, I'm like, did she just get a piece of slate and set it on there?
Essentially, yeah.
And you paid a lot of money for it, huh?
Probably about $30.
Listen, I also don't have any rugs or mats in my house, so I don't know what the normal
Rugs
rate
are
is.
so expensive.
They are. I know that they are, and that's why I don't have any. But bath
Yeah.
mats, I have a couple, and I just get them off of Amazon, and I feel like $12, $13 mark is probably what I spent on a bath mat.
Yeah, I'm probably there too. See, that's what I said. Like
Yeah.
$20 for a normal one. Like
20
you said
feels
12
like
to
it better be
15.
memory foam when I step on it.
Yeah.
20,
Yeah,
24.
Yeah.
This is $30
Like, that's a nice one.
back then, and I don't think it had any of that shit. It looked like a terry cloth one.
Okay, that's crazy.
I don't know. Listen, I'm not here to bash on the Dead's business because it sounded like it was doing great and everybody loved them, and I am just obviously not the target audience.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they were fucking rolling in the goddamn riches with this bath mat business.
See, that's why you don't get it. It's because you don't have a
A bath
mansion.
mat. Yeah. Like if I had a mansion with a curved shower, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, the only place I'd ever thought to make the perfect bath mat. Of course I'm going to spend $30 on it.
Mm-hmm. You'd be like, who made these square fucking garbage bath mats?
Honestly, it's for rich people, so I would never understand.
And then they wouldn't even guffaw at $30. They'd be like, that's normal.
$30, they're like, that's a steal. This is
Yeah.
exactly everything I want. You guys should charge more. That's
Yeah.
probably the like $7 version of like our bath mats.
Yeah.
Of the curved bath mat
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. There's probably like the affordable curved bath
Right.
mats.
Right.
I like it.
See a need, fill a need.
You know what I mean?
Okay, so
That's what I
they
always say.
were rolling in the dough. And this is why the police are like, okay, so the obvious first motive here is money.
Mm-hmm.
So they focus their sights on Stephen and Carol's children
Yeah.
because that's who would benefit if they died from their business or whatever, right?
Did they have the bath mats in the house?
Oh, did they have a curved shower? I don't know. I don't fucking know. They're like, I need an endless supply of bath mats. I want one in every color.
This
a
is
new one
how I'll
every
fix
day.
the problem.
I could have this if only they were dead. Yeah. So they check out the kids, and it turns out that Carol had 2 children from a previous baby daddy, and then Carol and Stephen had 2 children of their own. So there's 4 children altogether to look at. And I don't know why, what, where, who, why, whatever, but Ellie is the one they honed in on. And I don't know if it's because she found them or if it's because she's the only one who lived close. I don't really know. But
Okay.
Ellie is their prime suspect,
Yeah. Well, I guess if she is the only one that lives close, she'd probably be my prime suspect too.
right? And Ellie is 6 months pregnant.
Uh-oh. But if they were very involved grandparents, an involved grandparent is worth more than money.
1,000%.
Especially with a already baby and a newborn.
Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine? No.
No.
I don't know. Well, the police are like, well, you're our prime suspect, even though, like, she was absolutely hysterical when they found. I mean, she was so hysterical that they thought she was going to have a miscarriage
Oh,
because she was
God.
not doing well, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, once all that shit comes back, the police are like, you're our prime suspect, baby girl, come here, clink, clink. They arrest her.
Oh my God.
They arrest a 6-month pregnant woman who just lost her parents.
Oh my God.
And they arrest her partner, Marcus. I don't know if he was her husband,
They arrest
fiance,
her
whatever.
child too.
No, I don't know who was taking care of their 1-year-old.
Yeah, a dangerous little baby out there.
Shit, man. Just over here, money hungry little Joey. I don't fucking know his name. But anyway, so Ellie and Marcus get arrested.
That's crazy.
Obviously, Ellie's enraged at the accusation. Like, what the fuck are you talking
I
about?
called you.
Yeah. But it soon became apparent that Ellie and Marcus really truly had nothing to do with the deaths. And they offered another person of suspicion, the neighbor, Luke DeWitt.
Really?
So, a little bit about Luke. Turns out he's a bit of a loner and a nerdy kind of guy.
Okay.
Carol and Stephen had been friends with Luke's mother for years. Like I said, this little island, I guess generations of family would live on this island, so everybody kind of grew up with everybody. And so they were friends with Luke's mom. And like I said, Luke was kind of a loner and everything, so they sort of took him in out of pity.
Okay. I was wondering why these 60s-year-olds were friends with a 36-year-old. Like, you said close family friend, and I was like, that's interesting.
That's weird. Yeah.
Or just like a weird, like, does he mow their lawn? What's the
Yeah,
dynamic there?
it started because of something like that. So when their bath mat business was kicking off, they wanted it to be poppin', and they were like, we need some web presence. And it turns out nerdy old Luke over here knew how to build a web page, so they hired him to be
perfect.
their IT guy and
Yeah.
run their web page.
Okay.
So that's how he initially comes into their life, like back in like 2014 or something like that.
Okay.
after that, Luke sort of was like adopted by Stephen and Carol in a way. And also he just ingratiated himself in their lives. Like he was like, these are my parents. And they're like, this is my son. I'm sure they weren't going around saying mom and dad and son and all that stuff. But like it was common for Luke to be around them all of the time. And like stop in the house to have tea, whatever. It was normal for him to be around. And I mean, so much so that Ellie called him first when everything hit the fan. She was like, oh my God, I need to tell Luke. Luke will know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, help. Like, that's like your older brother almost. But like, they also found him kind of annoying that he was around a lot too. They were like, he's around a little too much, but they took pity on him. So it's kind of this weird mixed bag of like.
I could see it.
Yeah. Like, it's a little too much, but also we care about each other, right?
Everybody has one.
Yeah. So during that time, it sounds like that time that Luke's hanging out and everything and helping with their webpage. Sounds like Carol had been struggling with her Hashimoto's symptoms and everything, and she had discussed it with Luke, and it was Luke's idea to get her in contact with an American doctor who worked out of Florida, who specialized in Hashimoto's disease, Dr. Andrea Bowden, the same doctor that she was talking to so much, right?
Yeah.
Luke would assist Carol regularly in making videos for Dr. Bowden, and he would help her send them via text message or email to the doctor, who would then help treat her, and then Luke would help her do her treatments.
Okay.
Many of Dr. Bowden's treatments would suggest that she should go against what her traditional doctor was prescribing her.
Is this a real doctor?
And instead would encourage her to take supplements and stuff. So is it a real doctor or is it not?
Okay.
And this doctor suggested that she starts taking these vitamin shakes all the time. Like, you need to be drinking these shakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
That'll solve everything.
Yeah, Luke would help Carol make up her vitamin shakes regularly, and he eventually took over helping both Stephen and Carol with their medicines and everything. Kind of weird, right?
Why wasn't he the first one arrested?
Why wasn't he questioned a lot more?
Who has access to the med? Oh, he helps them do their medication.
Questions.
Let me ask you first then.
Do you have any access to fentanyl? I have some questions.
How crazy.
It was common for Luke, like I said, to pop in their home and everything. So
drop off some fentanyl.
So them helping, like him helping her parents with their meds was a favor. Like, thank you. You know, like I need your help. Thank you for doing that if they're having trouble making sure they take their meds and everything. However, Ellie mentions to the cops that her parents had started to grow tired of Luke because he was always around and over and everything. So they're starting to find him a little bit intrusive. So the cops are putting all this together, right? And they're like, uh-oh, that's kind of weird. Curiously, shortly after the couple was found deceased, the police returned to the home to search again for any clues they might have missed the first time. And they happened to discover two things, like, in blatant sight that clearly was not there before. Because, like, they processed the crime scene. And then they come back. Yeah. And those two things were fentanyl patches and a handwritten will. A handwritten will.
Okay.
A handwritten will. This wealthy couple had fucking attorneys with actual wills. Like, they had people that they had hired and paid to, like, and play this video after I die and my estate will be disseminated this way, whatever.
And everyone needs to meet on the second Wednesday of March, otherwise
you will not get any of this money unless you survive this road trip together with your siblings. Or whatever movie plot
and
you want to go off of.
Spread my ashes across the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, exactly. Where I truly will lay to rest. Yeah, they had all of that, but the police found this handwritten will.
Well, now whose handwriting was it?
Well, I don't know whose handwriting it was.
Like Ellie could definitely recognize her parents.
Right. But, like, in this will, it basically outlined that Luke DeWitt should become the director and the granted control of, like, everything in their bath mat business. So, like, that's what this handwritten will was. It was like, anyway, business is going to go to our dear friend Luke.
Okay, so. Yeah. Let's hypothetically say you got away with murdering someone with fentanyl. And then you're going to go back in, I'm assuming, and drop off the murder weapon?
To be like, wow, they did have access to that. That's weird.
Exhibit A.
They could have just eaten that all on their own.
And Exhibit
patch in their
B,
belly?
that you didn't notice out here on the dining room fucking table or whatever.
Is your handwritten 5-part will.
Is a handwritten will?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was just like, that's plausible.
Yeah. He wasn't smart.
Apparently.
Evidently. No, it gets worse, Aaron.
Oh
It
my
gets
God.
so much worse. Okay, so the police are like, wow, we need to look at him way more closely.
This doesn't seem to check out at all.
Yeah, and so they get a warrant to go through his house and arrest him or do whatever the fuck they need to do. And when they go through his house, they discover 80 different electronic devices. I don't know if that's 80 that are specifically pertains to just this case, or if it's like they went through the whole house and there were 80 electronic devices, and some of those were used in this case.
I would bet that.
I would think so
probably.
too, because I feel like if you go through my house, guaranteed you could find 80 devices in the shed. You know, like
No.
well, do we want to count them out?
2, 3.
I could argue more. Like, what is an electronic device?
I was assuming like phone, tablet, like a communication computer.
Okay.
Phone,
yeah,
tablet,
yeah.
computer.
Well, then you could say 3. You could say 3 for that.
Like, is an AirTag an electronic device?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, are they being exaggerating
Like,
by
is
saying
the microwave
80
an electronic device?
devices? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would think the same thing. So that's why I'm just saying, so that
Okay.
I'm not giving false information.
All right.
I don't know if all 80 were used in this, but for sure they were used to create about 20 different personalities in order to manipulate Carol and Stephen.
What?
Luke.
What?
Luke had all these devices.
No.
He created 20 different personalities, and he was pretending to be everybody in their lives that they were communicating with via phone and email, like Dr. Andrea Bowden
Oh my
and
God.
best friend Jenny.
So he was just giving
was
her
Luke.
bad medical advice?
That was Luke. Yeah, trying to kill her so he could get her fucking business.
And he's
This is his plan. For years. For years, Aaron. For years, this guy had this whole...
And this
This is what he did with his life.
close friend that Carol had made out of Jenny or Rachel or whoever, whatever the name that he had given was, she had never met this person in person. It was just an online, like, hey, I have what you have. How'd you get my email?
I'm going to tell you about it all.
remember.
Okay. Side note, that has nothing to do with the case, but I just want to talk shit. When they searched his house, it turns out he obviously still lived at home with mom, right? He's like 37 living on a fucking rich ass island with mom. They shared a bedroom still, which I'm assuming.
Well, now you can't say still, because when would that be from? When you're fucking a baby?
Yeah,
Like forever?
I
he
guess.
slept in the room with his mom?
Forever. I don't know,
This-
but
have
there's
you
it's
seen-
got to be a mansion that they live in, right?
With his mom's fucking upstairs dead?
Oh, like
What-
Norman
what is that?
Bates.
Yeah. I don't know, but that's what this is given.
That is what's giving you. It's giving you some Norman Bates vibes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mommy
I
Dearest
have
is
to
just on-
assume that they live in a big enough house that has more than one room because you're on a fucking rich ass island. But I could be wrong. And they're neighbors.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But like that he's 37 and he shared a room with his mom. There were 2 twin beds in the same room. And there was pink sheets for her and blue sheets for him.
That's
Fucking weird. All right.
real weird. Also, as the mom, I'd be like, you need to get the fuck out of my room.
Brrr. What's that buzzing, Mom? Nothing, honey.
I told you, don't come in.
Ah, lock the door. All right, so that has nothing to do
Was
with it,
Dad
other than I just think
around?
it's weird. I don't know.
It's
Oh,
very
no,
weird.
I do know. Dad's not around. Dad ended up dying from cancer, so we'll talk about that.
Well, now mom has more of like a, I'm going through some shit. I'm going to glom onto my son now forever, you know? Like, I could see that trauma playing out.
I guess. Man, it's still fucking weird. So, it turns out that Carol, shortly after Luke helped set up that website, Carol had confided in him the issues she was having with her Hashimoto's disease, and that's when Luke had introduced Carol to the American specialist doctor named Andrea Bowden, and it was her who recommended that she stop taking her current medicine, which was working. That treatment was working with the real doctor that she was seeing. That was
God.
working. So he posed as her, talked her out of taking her real medicine, and started suggesting these useless treatments as kind of like a ruse to be
Yeah.
like, this is what's going to take you out eventually.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to make it look like
Trying
she
something
just
new, you
dies.
die.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
For years. So I don't know how well this is planned out. Like if he had the idea and it just took him years to finally get to the point where he actually did something, but
Well, he was probably
He was
waiting
trying.
those years
Yeah.
to hope that it happened naturally.
and it wasn't. And so
But
we had
even so, like, she has the Hashimoto's disease. He doesn't. Stephen,
Yeah.
the dad doesn't have it. Like, what was their
know.
plan there?
Oh, I don't know. I think it was a very generic plan that slowly started to work out. I'm speculating, but I feel like he didn't have a solid one. And then as he went in, he was like, oh, yeah, what about him? How am I going to get him to do all this too?
Just say he fucking rubbed against her fentanyl patch? Like, what the fuck?
So, like I said, Carol trusted this doctor, even though she never met them in person or ever spoke to them on the phone or anything. It was all via text and
you
email.
never have to get any labs done or anything. That's really convenient.
Right? And all he would, like, Luke would tell her, like, oh, we just got to take a video to send to the doctor. And then he would send information back as the doctor giving her treatment for whatever symptoms she was talking about in the video conference or whatever.
From a different phone that he had. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. He had, like, different phones so they could have different contacts for her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. So it was those vitamin shakes that Luke would put, like, antihistamine pills into, like, a lot of them. And it would make her drowsy and confused. Like, she was acting like she had dementia. The family was getting worried that she had dementia. And then she'd go to the doctor, like a real doctor, and they'd be like, she doesn't have, everything's fine. Because he would stop doing the medicine to her. Like,
yeah.
nobody could figure out what was going on. And they thought it was just her Hashimoto's getting worse and worse. And, like, they were trying everything, but they couldn't figure it out, right? And she was getting really frustrated. Carol was, like, really sick the last couple of years. Because he was fucking poisoning her every day.
That's so sad.
Every day. Oh my God. So he would put the antihistamine pills, the fentanyl, and other harmful things in her shakes, and she would drink them and get sick. Because she was struggling so hard with her symptoms, she would confide in Dr. Bowden, aka Luke, and it was Dr. Bowden who suggests that she befriended another person who had Hashimoto's to help her.
Oh, and I'll go ahead and get you in contact with them.
And I'll just get you in contact with Jenny/Rachel, whatever her name was.
Oh,
and
my
so
God.
that's who became Carol's best friend, who she would text all the time, and who she actually tried to meet up with. Luke convinced her, as fucking Jenny or whatever, that they could meet up like 3 hours outside of town at a hotel. He let Stephen and Carol go. He went with them to the hotel, and when nobody showed up, he was like there to, you know, calm Carol down and be like, oh, I'm sorry that your friend didn't show up or whatever.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like, knowing that nobody's going to be there. He went through with all of this shit. He was fucking faking it. He was everybody. When afterwards, when fucking Ellie calls the doctor to be like, sorry, mom died, or texts the doctor to be like, mom died, or when she was talking to Jenny the whole time, and Jenny's like, oh, you know, as your mom's best friend, so sorry, but I know how this is so hard, and like offering, you know, fucking whatever.
What?
She was talking to Luke that whole time. It wasn't anybody else. It was Luke. Luke, who killed her parents. The whole weeks after her parents' death, she was communicating with the killer.
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
time. The killer's offering her, like,
The killer's
my
the first person
condolences.
she called.
The killer is the first person she called. Like, this motherfucker was hiding in plain sight. This woman has been so traumatized by this guy.
Also, like, looking back on it, you know, afterward.
Retrospect.
Yeah, retrospect and everything. This guy who was, like, overbearing and there all the time
Yeah.
wasn't the one to find them is really fucking suspicious.
Weird. Like, why weren't you around? I guess you could explain it away because it's the holiday weekend, but you didn't
Holiday
have anything
weekend.
to do.
Yeah, but what? You're at home with your mom
Yeah.
in the same room.
Yeah.
At
Like,
Easter.
what else are you doing?
Like,
Yeah.
you would have thought you stopped by
Have
their
some tea
house
on Easter.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're your, like, besties.
It
That's
was
real
early
fucking
Easter,
suspicious.
I think. But still, yeah.
Still, Saturday before. What are you
Yeah.
guys doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Like-
Yeah. How come he didn't report them missing?
Yeah, that's suspicious.
Yeah. So, all of these 20 different personas had been created by Luke, and the different devices were used.
20. That's crazy.
I know. It takes a lot of fucking work to do that. That's a full-time job. But
People who, like, write books and stuff, like, you gotta have, like, an outline and characters.
he could have written a book.
what they look like.
Yeah.
You know, do you think he had, like, his characters fleshed out,
sure.
who they were?
Oh, I'm sure.
All the fucking information that he told them. That's so scary.
I'm sure. Dude,
Little spreadsheets on
I'm
his
going-
computer.
they literally, when they confiscated all of his stuff, they found voice notes on his phone of him pretending to be Jenny and, like, trying to make a girl's voice, like, hi, Carol, this is your dear friend Jenny. I just want to call and say hi, or whatever, because he probably needed to, like, put up some proof.
Yeah.
And I guess he would do these voice recordings and Carol would believe it. I heard one, though. You guys, it sounds like a dude pretending to be a girl. Like, ask any of your guy friends, like, make a girl voice, you know how they, whatever.
Mhm.
That's what it sounds like. You're not fooling anybody.
Yeah.
But I guess you fooled Carol. I don't know.
Yeah.
So the guy was in deep. Like, he's been doing this for a while, right?
Oh my God.
So all of this, as we now know, is this elaborate ruse so that fucking Luke can own the bath mat business. This very lucrative bath mat business.
Circular bath mat.
Yeah, very
rounded
well,
curves.
some of them are triangular, I saw.
Wow. You know?
On that one little clip that I looked at really quick.
Unique shaped bath mats.
Right. Yeah, so that's the whole plan. He's like, I just want them dead so I can have their business. But the question still stands, like, how did homie get fentanyl? Like, it's not everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier, Luke's dad had actually passed away from cancer some years ago. And it is another reason why the family was so tolerant of Luke. They felt sorry for him because he just lost his dad, like a handful of years ago or something. Not too long ago, but a couple of years, right?
Yeah. Well, they feel bad. They're going to fucking take him under their wing, whatever.
Exactly. So it turns out that during his father's cancer treatment, he had a lot of pain and they prescribed him a fuck ton of fentanyl patches. So he had access to them. And when the police went into Luke's house, they found a whole treasure trove of them again, like all of his dad's medicine.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay, well, now we know where the fentanyl came from. There was like this homemade, what's it called? Like mortar and pestle?
Yeah.
Where you like grind up shit.
Uh-huh.
There was one of those with like obviously had been used to like grind up powder stuff. And there were like those clear empty capsules that you can fill your own medicine or vitamins with. And there was a box of tacks. And those tacks matched the same tack that was found in Carol's digestive system.
Oh my God.
Like a year prior, she'd been hospitalized for like painful abdominal issues or whatever. And when they did exploratory surgery or an x-ray or whatever the fuck they did,
they were like, bitch, you ate a tack?
They were like, bitch, you ate a tack. And I guess it just ended there. Everybody was like, that's super fucking weird. But they now think that he was putting them in the pills.
Yeah.
To like
fuck her up.
Kill her from the inside? I don't fucking know. Like scratch her up? What is your plan, sir? Like, what the fuck?
That's just insane.
That is insane. So he was doing that, and they found all the evidence for it. And it looked the same kind of tack that was in her tummy is what he had.
There. Oh my God.
Oh my God is right.
Also, that's like a child's idea to kill someone.
He's not very smart, like at all. So the police are speculating that all of this stuff is in Luke's home because he's trying to kill her in a way that looks natural. But like we're saying, these aren't really great ideas and this seems pretty terrible and like attack's pretty obvious in somebody's digestive tract. And if somebody dies out of nowhere, they're probably going to do an autopsy. So all of this is a terrible idea. We know. But he's thinking this is a great idea to get rid of him.
Yeah. Well, he had a dad who just died of the same drugs and all of that.
Yeah,
and so he's like, trust me, it'll just go away after this.
Yeah. So the police also review ring camera footage because the Baxters had a ring camera, and I think his house did too. And he can be seen leaving the Baxters' home that Friday night before at 8 p.m.
Locking up behind him.
Uh-huh. And that was the last known time that they were alive, you know.
Yeah.
It was 8 p.m. that anybody had talked to them or anything. It's alleged that Luke had come over to make the couple's latest smoothie concoction. Like he had swung in to give them their medicine. And then he had left after he had given them their medicine. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of confusing. I don't know if he stuck around to watch them die or if he just made sure they drank the drink and then he left before they died. It's not really clear, like, if he was there when they died. But it turns out that in all of the reviewing of all of Luke's devices in his home, his personal device had this screenshot of the couple dead in their armchair in the conservatory. So then that made them wonder, like, how'd they get this screenshot? There's got to be a camera somewhere, right? He had taken one of his other devices, like a cell phone or something, and downloaded this app that you can download that turns it into like a security camera. So if you have the app on your phone and on the device, you can turn it on the device and then access the video camera from your phone. And so that's what he had done. And he had watched them die, took a screenshot of it, saved it. So that's how we know the timing of everything.
Oh,
so
my
they're speculating that he had gone over, made this smoothie, either waited for them to die or ensured that they drank it. He then is seen on the Ring camera. I think it's at his house, looking at his phone for a period of time before he goes inside or goes to his next step or whatever. And because of all the timestamps, the police say that was him watching them die on the phone and him taking the screenshot. They have fucking Ring footage of him watching it, and they can tell it's it because there's all this metadata.
Yeah.
Like, that's when they died. So they're speculating he took that screenshot when they died. Yeah. So that gives us a little bit more of a time frame. But what the fuck? What the fuck? And then they're speculating that he went back because he had access to the house.
Yes.
He went back and put the fentanyl in the will and everything and took the camera back. Exactly.
Well, he didn't do the fentanyl in the will until after.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure, I don't know how they didn't notice the camera before, unless they didn't
guess
think it was a crime scene and they were just like, I don't know, that's weird, we're not going to process it. And then like a couple days later, they're like, we should probably process this.
Maybe that, or I would think that he would go back.
Maybe he grabbed it during the commotion.
Like Saturday. Yeah, he could have grabbed it during the commotion when
Could have gone back
they
Saturday.
broke the window or whatever.
Yeah. Who knows?
Why did they break it if he had access to the house?
I don't know that he brought his access. Like, he probably didn't bring the keys. I don't know.
You could run back.
Yeah, I don't know if it was
Two doors down.
If you see somebody that looks like they're struggling, you're not going to be like, go get the keys. I'd break the window.
If I saw somebody that looked like they were dead and I was knocking on it and being like, calling 911, yeah, I think they're dead. They're definitely dead. I'm going to break the window to get in.
You're not
I
a
would
doer.
go get my fucking key. That's why I'd go get my key.
Yeah, but like somebody like me who's a doer, if I saw my parents and I don't know if they're dead, but I'm pretty sure they're dead, but in my mind I'm trying to be like they're not dead.
You said they looked dead.
They were
and she was banging on the window and they looked dead.
Yeah, but even if I was banging on the window and it was my parents in there and it had been 18 days and they were for sure dead, I still don't think I'd think logically enough to be like, it's okay, we can wait. I'd be like, bashing a window and be like, oh my God, you really
You're
are
going
dead.
to
What
run
happened?
2 doors down to get the key.
I wouldn't
Before
wait.
finding a rock or a stick, how are you going to break the window?
I can't even call 999.
Get a fucking lawn chair?
They used a hammer,
Where'd they get the hammer?
probably from the backyard,
Yeah? The backyard?
next to the conservatory.
Next to his house?
Maybe it was right there.
With the fucking key?
I don't know. I wouldn't have run back. I would have crashed the window. Anyway, I don't know how he got in. I don't even know if he had a key. I'm just assuming.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But he did get back
He
in.
could have
and
locked
planned
it
his
up and
shit.
been like, that's the last I can go in there.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have. Who knows? But either which way, they didn't catch it, and he did that. That's what he did.
Yeah,
Fucking-
that's crazy.
Yeah. Also, that night when he made up the smoothie, I don't know how or why we know all this detail. I don't think he ever admits to doing this, but allegedly he had told them, because he had convinced Stephen to also take the smoothie for some reason. Like, he had eventually got him on the bandwagon of these vitamin smoothies, and he was also taking them. And then he was like, the doctor changed some of the vitamins, so it's going to taste really gross today, but you just have to drink it. And it tasted really gross because it had a ton of fentanyl in it.
Oh my God.
And so they were just chugging fentanyl.
Also, it does not take that much fentanyl to kill you.
I know.
Like, you didn't have to make it taste bad.
Maybe there's also like that histamine shit too, antihistamine stuff in there. I don't know. Anyway,
That's
so,
awful.
So now that we know who the fuck did it and how they did it, obviously Luke is arrested because
Yep.
he doesn't get away with it. He is put on trial and it lasts 6 weeks before. I can only imagine what was coming out in those 6 weeks. I feel like every time I read an article, there was more information. So I'm sure anybody else could recover the story and get so much more information than I did. But it's fucking wild.
Oh my God.
Like, fucking wild. So it takes 6 weeks. The jury finds him obviously guilty on both murders, and he gets sentenced to 37 years in prison. And he's 37, so, I mean, he'll be 70 when he gets out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. But
Police-
also, I would fucking kill him if I was Ellie.
I
Oh my
know.
God.
Could you imagine? Oh my God, she's so mad. They're all so mad.
Oh my God.
Police
You
off.
trusted him to take care of your parents. Like, that's so fucked up.
It's so fucked up. This guy is not right. Police officers claim that in all of their years on the job, Luke is one of the most dangerous and calculating people they've ever come across. They were like, I literally have never seen anything to this magnitude. This is insane. Like, it wasn't a violent crime scene, but he is literally, like, there's no doubt he will do this again. This is a history of manipulation. He's not a safe person to have it on the street. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm wondering if maybe he didn't get life because it wasn't like a violent death.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're a lot more lax about life and stuff.
Yeah,
in
probably.
other countries.
I know, and we're over here like, fuck him!
Yeah. What did he do? He robbed a convenience store? Life.
Life. So during court, Luke showed up in a wheelchair, and he was claiming that he had like a mass on his leg or something. And
I can help you out with some vitamins.
Yeah, I can make you a vitamin smoothie.
Yeah.
I guess he was claiming like it was some mass on his leg and he couldn't walk anymore, and obviously it was in an attempt to like have the jury take pity on him, but like the fucking prosecution, I don't know what they're called over there, if it is the fucking Crown, I don't know who it was, but they were like, no fucking way. Like, there's no way. We don't believe you. You lie all the time. And then they went and looked at his medical history. Well, I guess he was refusing to release his medical notes or whatever, but then they saw that he had not been seen by a medical professional in, like, years. So he was literally just lying. Like, but they let that all out, too. They were like, yeah, anyway, he's not really sick. Like, they told the jury.
Oh, my God. That'd be fucking hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, so I know that he's in a wheelchair right now, but I just need everyone to know he hasn't been to a doctor in X amount of years. Yeah. We have he's fucking in prison.
Yeah,
like,
show us the evidence. And he's like, I don't have any. Or he would be like, I don't have
Who gave him a wheelchair?
The prison, I don't know.
They were probably like, he won't walk, so just fucking cart him in.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Bring him in on a dolly like Hannibal Lecter.
Wait. The beans. Yeah, there you go. I was like, what am I doing?
Fresh
like little kids blowing raspberries. What is my mouth doing?
What if that's what he did? And some fava beans.
That's how I feel about beans. Okay. Oh my God. So he did the wheelchair. They were like, fuck
They were like, that's not real. He was like, damn.
Okay, so here's my favorite part of this whole thing.
Okay.
So everybody, like, when all of this was happening, it was all over the newspaper, right?
Yeah.
And, like, people in Luke's life started coming out. Like, friends and everything. They were like,
he told me he had cancer in middle school.
They were more like, he's definitely fucking weird. Like, nobody was conned by him, really. Not to be, I don't want to be mean, because, like, the Baxters, I don't want to be like, you're dumb, whatever.
No, but they were giving him every opportunity. They were trying to help him.
They were being kind people.
Felt bad for him.
Right.
They gave him every opportunity and leg up that they could.
Exactly.
And he took advantage. That's not on them at all.
Right, exactly. And so, like, all these other people in Luke's life are like, oh, yeah, that guy, he's fucking weird. He's crazy. I never liked him, blah, blah, whatever, right?
He'll take you for whatever you got.
Somebody, I guess in one of the interviews or something, Luke had mentioned that he had a girlfriend, or it got mentioned in the paper that he had a girlfriend or something like that. Well, somebody in Luke's past was like, I was more surprised to hear that he had a girlfriend than I was to hear that he murdered 2 people. Like, that's how well they thought of this man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, burn. And he did not have a girlfriend. Just for the record, there was no evidence.
One of the cell phones.
Yeah, that was a lie.
This is one of the other personalities.
The lie detector test has determined that was a lie.
It was a lie.
You are not the father.
You do not have a girlfriend. You do not have that much charisma.
None at all. So this guy is, like, not a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Luke. Poor Ellie was traumatized from literally everything. And not only did she find her parents and get accused of their murders while pregnant with a 1-year-old, she was actively communicating with her parents' killers and then had to go through this whole trial and everything. So this guy's a fucking slimeball.
And she told the killer on 3 different occasions that her parents had died.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, she told Luke, she
thought she was
told the
talking to 3
doctor,
different people.
she told the best friend that her parents had
She had
died.
to go through that every time.
She told the killer 3 times. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane, literally. So the family says that it saddens them to look back at family videos now and see their mom acting strange. And they all thought it was, like, dementia. And then there's, like, Luke
in the corner, the fucking
giggling
video
with the family or whatever, and it was him who was poisoning her and making her act that way the whole time.
Oh my God.
So, like, even their memories are fucking tarnished. That's fucked.
That's so fucked.
That is so fucked.
That's like destroying everything about a family.
Isn't that crazy? So I feel like we usually cover, like, such violent crimes that it's like, well, obviously this guy's a psycho, but it's like, whoa, this is scary.
Yeah.
Like, this is scarier than that.
Yeah.
It's not as obvious.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? Is
Every person I'm nice to, I know I'm terrified.
well, that too. But the Port Arthur massacre. It was like a 30-somethings dude who didn't really get out of his, like...
Hanging out with old people.
Yeah, hanging out with old people. Like, he was still kind of a kid, quote-unquote, mentally.
Yeah.
And I feel like this guy is kind of a kid mentally.
100%. Oh, my God.
He's living in the same fucking bedroom as his mother.
Whatever you're picturing in your mind as the person also, as Luke... change it, because it's not that. He is like the youngest looking old man I've ever seen. It's confusing. He's like balding, but he has hair.
Who does he look like? Everybody looks like someone. Who does he look like?
He looks like a young old man. I don't think there's anybody in our life that he's very... Here, I'll Google him real quick so you can see. Luke DeWitt. It's D''WIT if anybody else is Googling along. He looks like he's got a 17 head.
Oh.
Isn't that not what you would, like, I don't know. It's like he's got a really big head, but he's balding, but he has hair. And it looks like it's long hair and a ponytail, but I can't really tell.
I was going to say, he looks like the guy that's like, he's bald until mid-head, you know, like up at the very top mid-head, and then has like that long liberal arts ponytail.
Yes, and then he's like,
liberal arts teacher.
Yeah. But and then he's got like, the man looks like he can grow a solid beard. It doesn't look. It's scruffy.
He looks
but
like
it looks
he
like
could, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
like he shaved once and then never again.
but
He's got a neck beard.
I feel like he shaved once like a week ago,
Yeah, but like then let it out.
and then he's got some big ass lips and some rosy cheeks. Does that describe him?
Yeah.
I don't know how else to do. He looks, if you put a ball cap on him, you'd be like, yeah, that looks like somebody named Luke. And then you take the ball cap off and you're like, wow,
You got hatfished.
you're the, fish for sure. And like the youngest, oldest man I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think it's the shirt that's really helping the young part, I think.
Yeah, because he's got a button-up shirt unbuttoned with like a t-shirt under.
There's a dark blue t-shirt and then a buttoned-up shirt over it that's open, but it's like not Hawaiian.
It's got like geometrical patterns on it.
It's like geometrical, or like the ones in high school where like, you remember the kids that played magic and whatever. Like
there's like a dragon on it.
Yeah, like maybe
Like a bowling t-shirt.
Is it silk? Yeah, like a bowling t-shirt.
I don't know what it is.
But like with a pattern on it.
I
Like,
don't
that's
know.
his nice shirt. You
He
know?
got dressed up for that picture. I
Yeah.
don't know, guys. I don't know. He looks like a fucking dweeb. So
Was that a
Google
mugshot?
that.
Because that did not look like a mugshot.
I don't know. Maybe in the police station, you know, when they like take your pictures after to be like, you got any scratches on your face?
Oh, yeah, maybe. That looks like those pictures that are like, mom's like, okay, we're all going on a cruise, so we need your picture. Stand in front of the only wall that we
White
have.
wall. Yeah, for like your visa or something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. You guys Google that shit. It's weird.
Yeah.
Not that it matters what he looks like, but I feel like it helps, you know?
It doesn't matter, but anytime, like, I'll read through a whole story and then see the person, and I'll be like, that changes things.
Also, the
This is way
parents-
scarier now.
I know. Whoa, you're terrifying. The parents don't look like what I expected either, and I don't know why. Like, I think I expected, like, because they're so rich and fancy, I expected, like, the Barbie doll type of both. They're not. They look chill as fuck. They look like, I guess the dad would always play guitar and sing and all this shit, and it was just, like, a great time, and the mom was so nice and everything. Like, they were amazing people. it
They're
sounds like.
making fucking bath mats. They are just living the dream. They were like, uh-oh, my footsies are cold. I bet other people's are too. Let's fix the world.
Let's fucking fix it.
One
Let's
bath
change
mat
the
at a
world
time.
one bath mat at a time. Exactly. I know. Could be any of us, guys.
Yeah, God.
Except for the rich part.
Well, hopefully.
So, if you guys want to
Someday.
check out pictures pertaining to this case, like the
Fucking
hatfish
guy's
picture,
head. Yeah.
go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. You can please subscribe, rate, and review us, and go tell everybody about us. So whatever fucking platform you listen on, give us a star. Give us 5 of them. Give us how many ever stars you feel we deserve. But please go tell everybody if you like us, because we would like more people to hear us.
And we would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, we were number 6 on Good Pods.
Dude, do you ever
In
actually
something.
click it? Because
Yeah.
it just says, like, the first number, but if you scroll down, we're on, like, a handful of lists.
Yeah.
And we keep hitting them.
Well, number 6 was the highest one that I saw.
Yeah,
the
so
other
that's the
ones
one that matters.
were less.
Yeah.
Or more? I don't know. Higher.
I don't know either.
Out there.
And then
But
it's
I
like,
got
post it
super
on your
excited.
social media, and I'm like, probably won't ever remember. I think I sent it to Critty once, and I was like, I don't know if it'll ever make it. I don't know if it matters.
I don't even know if it's a real list. But
I have
it
no
makes
idea
me happy that people are like, hey, you're pretty cool.
We're getting on a list, so that's what
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
And fucking Russia loves us all the time. We keep hitting those charts.
That's exciting.
I love it.
It's because they're like, listen to these Americans who don't know what kind of
Idiots.
animals we fucking have.
This is 100%. We must get tagged in Russia just for the squirrels alone. Wait, did you hear,
Absurd.
though, that England doesn't have bears or something? Somebody did confirm.
Yeah, somebody told us all they have is sheep.
I was
which
like, that makes sense, but weird.
I feel like you got foxes.
How are you going to live in a world without bears? I didn't realize we were
Bitch,
in
we
bear
live in a world
territory.
without bears.
Well, I mean, like, I could probably accidentally see one on, like, a fucking...
3-hour drive.
Sure, that's not that far. It's in my life. I don't have
Okay.
to travel to another country.
Fair,
Although
fair.
their country is like a state for them.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
feel like they could just drive the same distance,
And
3
see a
hours,
bear.
whatever direction, and see a bear. But like we live in where no bears are.
I feel like
Just
we
like they live where no bears
are the only people who have bears other than polar bears that live in the Arctic is the
One
one,
of
that
them.
people can live on, right?
The other one you're not allowed to go to.
I feel like it's the
Why?
aliens. Duh.
We're gonna find out.
Duh. Don't even get me started on aliens. I could talk about that forever because I have so much I want to tell you right now.
Okay.
But it's too hot,
It's too hot in this shed. We gotta go talk about aliens in Antarctica.
aka my house with the AC on. But if you guys want to support us, like with money, you can do that at Patreon. We have a Patreon. And for as little as $1, you can get access to all of our back episodes of all this shit. We do an episode every month, allegedly. We've been a little behind, but catching up.
But we're trying.
Yeah.
I actually almost finished researching one today, and I was going to be like, let's bang out too. And then
we talked.
Yeah, I didn't too, so
yeah,
it's fine.
Okay, yeah. I actually don't know whose turn it is. I don't know if we're behind or
I
if
got
we're caught
one.
up.
I think we're probably behind, but I got one in the bag.
Okay,
so.
good. Thanks. Yeah, see, look, we try. It might be like a week or 2 or 3 late, but
we're
we
getting
get
there. Okay,
we get there, and we have plenty of other shit to keep you entertained while you're here.
Yeah.
So come hang out, come support us. It helps us.
We appreciate you.
Have shit get edited and have social media and everything. So.
Yep.
We love and appreciate your support. Also, if you want to email us, you can do that at isgdpodcast@gmail.com. Not email. Or you can snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
Hey, also, if you guys are ever like, I want to write them and I don't remember anything because they say it so fast, we have a website that we haven't brought up to speed in like fucking 2 years, but you could go there to find the contact information.
Very true. Yes, yes. Yeah, I should really get on that. Maybe I'll update that today more.
What is the website? isgdpodcast.com?
Yeah. I remember the last time I started updating it, someone messaged us and they were like, why am I getting alerts for this? I hate you now. And I was like, I'm really sorry.
Turn off your alert. Why are people getting alerts?
Yeah.
Just because it's a word.
Because they had like followed it. Yeah. And so then it was like alerting them when I started putting them up. And then I got an angry message like, can you fucking stop alerting me of this? And I was like, you can just probably delete it or block it. I don't know. Bye.
Just don't follow. Can we unfollow people? Just don't follow. I don't care if you follow us on our website.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it's cool. I get excited, but also don't be mad.
You know, if that stuff starts popping up again.
Sorry, we're trying to do some maintenance.
I'd appreciate not hearing about it if you don't want to see it anymore.
Because we don't know what we're doing. We are not professionals.
No.
Anyway, we love you guys. Bye.
Bye.